So people were not happy about this. Al-Qaeda comes to the White House. There he is. There he is. All right. And, yep, there you are. And, yeah, of course. Like, why the fuck not? And, as far as I know, yeah, this is what it is. And, Syria is important strategically. Let me see if I can find it. Trump, Syria. See if I can pull this up and, you know. Well, you know, we don't. Listen, guys, we don't talk about that anymore, okay? That was a long time ago. This was years. This is literally years ago. We don't think about that anymore. It is what it is, right? And seems like a nice guy. Yeah, I guess so. And anyway, there it is. Everybody's getting along. Everything's fine. Things are good. And wow. And yeah, he loves him. He thinks he's great. And it's just funny to me. I really think he likes him. I do. There he is. Ex-Al-Qaeda serial leader, sorry, not serial leader meets Trump at the White House after pledge to the great ally of the United States. What happened to this? Do you want to know what happened to this? I will give people an honest answer of what happened. He won. He won. He took over, and now we got to deal with him. That's right. Yeah, he got his wish. He lost weight. Yeah, he did. He lost weight. And, yeah, game recognized game. And also, by the way, this guy's a psycho. Sure. But I think Trump and Putin and Xi Jinping, I think they're the same thing. Really. I think they do the same thing. It's not like this is some kind of dramatic, massive difference. Yeah, they're all psychos. Yeah, they get it. They know why he did it, for sure. And Zelensky, I don't know about... I really just don't know enough about him, right? But, yeah, maybe. Trump reported to him, took the $10 million. Well, I have no idea. You're so ignorant. You don't know the context. You don't know his real past. Who cares? Who gives a shit? He's running the country. Do we want to work with Syria? Or do we want to... Hey, I've got a better idea. Let's continue the endless war in the Sandland forever. Let's continue the endless war in the sand for no reason. Hey, I know what we can do. Maybe 10 more bombs are gonna solve the problem. The first million didn't solve the problem, but maybe 10 more. Send 10 more bombs over to the Sandland, and maybe we're gonna fix this. I think, this is just me, I think it wasn't working. I think that the best solution, let them do whatever the fuck they're gonna do over there. They want to do something, that's fine. Then complain about it. Yes, I don't have a problem with this. I think this is amazing. Finally, can we finally move past this bullshit? Yeah, it was not good that this happened. It was not good that he decapitated and murdered people. This was not, it was not great. I think we all know this. Not a good thing to have happen. But overall, it's fine. I don't think it's a big deal. And the sandbox, yeah, exactly. It's less than ideal. Yeah, it's less than ideal. Also, plenty of other guys that are leaders of countries have killed tons of people. It's not like this guy's special. He's not special. Yeah, like, what is this? It's like a PvPer going to the mainstream raid leader. That's all this is. Yeah, he won the fight. He took the country over, and now we got to deal with him. I think it's fine. And, again, what if, can we imagine a world, maybe we could actually get along with this guy, and everything can improve? Well, you know, like, we don't need to think about that one, alright? Yeah, that was a long time ago. No. Well, what the fuck? That's just how it is. Yeah, stop scrolling. I mean, again, it was blurred out, right? I mean, it's blurred out. They put it on newspapers, right? What am I gonna get in trouble for that? I don't think so. So, yeah, at least he's got, yeah, he also wore a suit. Yeah, true, he did wear a suit. And, there it is. And, why did Israel ask Trump to lift the sanction on Syria's #1 terrorist, Rouhani? Well, he's not the #1 terrorist anymore. He's the government now. Yeah, he's the government. They want Jelani to join the Abraham Accords and normalize with Israel. That's absolutely what they're doing. That absolutely 100% is what's happening. Yeah, pictured in an upbeat mood in their first meeting in the White House. Man. The former government is their terrorist now? That's right. He literally fought against ISIS. Well, either way, like, whatever it is, whoever he fought against or any of that bullshit, I think this is great. I do. I think it's great, and hopefully we can move past the bullshit of the past. Watch a CNN interview. Can you think of a bigger promotion? Yeah. Oh, actually, Trump. See, Trump was going to... If Trump didn't win the presidency, he would have gone to jail, and it would have been over for him, and they probably would have also arrested people in his family. So it's kind of the same thing. Like, I mean, this guy was a little bit more extreme about it, right? But, like, generally, like, if he hadn't won the presidency, he would have been, they would have put him in jail. He had all these felonies against him, everything like this. So he had it all on the line to win the presidency. And this guy kind of had it all on the line, too. And so there it is. Syrian rebel leader says to overthrow Assad regime. Well, I don't know about that. I'd have to go back and see it. He was on Fox News. You should see it. Okay, let me see if there's something that's worth looking at. Where is it? If there's an interview with him? I'm not seeing an interview with this guy. USA lifts sanctions on Syria. Yeah, here it is.
Also happening today, President Trump will host Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara, making him the first ever Syrian leader to visit the White House since the country's independence in 1946.
The first Syrian leader to ever visit the White House since 1946. That is insane.
U.S. lifting terror-related sanctions on the leader just days ago. Joining me now is former Benghazi Annex Security Team member and retired U.S. Marine Mark Geist. Mark, great to see you as always. How stunning is it to have a guy who was once held in a U.S.-run detention center after joining al-Qaeda, now visiting the White House as the leader of Syria?
Well, they came out ahead. He's a winner. Good for him. Yeah. Times change.
You know, it's the nature of the world. I mean, leadership changes across every nation. And if we want true peace in the Middle East, we have to reach across that and reach out to those that may have been enemies at one time and try to ensure that we can get peace throughout the Middle East.
He's completely right about everything. He's totally right. Completely agree with him, 100%.
The way it's going to happen.
President Trump giving 5 suggestions to al-Shara when they met back in May in Saudi Arabia. He wants to do the following: sign the Abraham Accords with Israel, or have Syria do this. Tell foreign leaders to leave, foreign terrorists to leave Syria, deport Palestinian terrorists, help the United States prevent the resurgence of ISIS, and assume...
Takes one to know one. All right. See, this is... all right, good. Maybe... Yeah, I mean, because he would know what the terrorists are considering, well, you know... I mean, he would get it.
Responsibility for ISIS detention centers. Yeah. Mark, if Trump can bring Syria fully into the fold, what does that mean for our ability to fight ISIS, protect our country, and also, quite frankly, fight other terrorists?
Well, I think it is essential to be able to operate freely and without abash along the Syrian and Iraq border. I mean, ISIS is still strong in Syria and still strong in a lot of Iraq.
Got to get rid of them.
And we are going to have to face that. And the only way we can do that effectively is using the resources and the assets that are developed in the Middle East through both the government and our own assets to take this fight to ISIS.
Well, you were so right, though, with your first answer. Sign of the times. My gosh, the world is changing minute by minute in these alliances, and your enemy one day is your friend the next. It is wild.
Yeah, finally. Maybe we can move past the endless sand war. The endless sand war that has resulted in replacing the Taliban with the Taliban after trillions of dollars and millions of lives. Maybe we can move away
to watch. Before we let you go,
Jeez.
Today is the Marines' 250th
We need Dune 4?
birthday.
No.
President Trump honoring our nation's veterans yesterday at the Commanders-Lions game. We talked about that. But also the Vice President, J.D. Vance, firing up our Marines at the Marine Corps Ball 250th birthday bash. Listen.
When we send you off to fight our nation's battles, we will
This is some other shit. But like either way, no, I think this is great. Finally, we have some things that are going to change. And if this happens, it'll be great. You know, if they can help us deal with terrorism here and find the people that are causing problems here, it's even better. It's the same thing I said with Kim Jong-un. Like what we need to do with North Korea, here's what we need to do. We need to make North Korea the world's super jail. So, and I'm being serious about this. So what we do is we get Kim and we say, listen, bro, like, you know that your economy's cooked. Like, people are living on eating, like, cockroaches and they're on meth all the time. Like, you know it's not good. Like, come on. Like, let's be honest, right? And so what we do is we send all of our prisoners to North Korea. And everybody that's a problem in the whole world. Because, like, that way, because they're already super autocratic and they're assholes and everything. That way it gets them into the global economy. They start making some money. It'll normalize their culture a little bit more. And then we can start maybe working with them, right? Now, I feel like that a bit. The prisoners will remain emaciated. I don't know if they would return. You say the prisoners would return? I don't think that's what would happen. Yeah, isn't that the movie, the movie Johnny English? Yeah, we already did that with Australia. Yeah, and Australia's pretty, yeah, that turned out pretty good, I'd say. So yeah, why not? North Korea doesn't want people like that. I don't know. I feel like you could get him on board with this. I mean, the Kim Jong-un isn't stupid. He might be a psycho, he might be a murderer, but he's not stupid. Like, he knows that his country's cooked. And I think that, like, it will be good if one day in the future, this will inevitably happen, that the North Korean, like, militaristic regime will fall. This will eventually, inevitably, undeniably happen. And that will be a good day. It will be. It will be a very, very good day. I don't want people like, what? They know what to do with people there? Yeah, exactly. And Syrian president founded ISIS in Syria. It's ironic. Trump wants him to stop terrorism in Syria. Well, wait a minute. Let me pull this up and let's just think about this for a minute, okay? He founded ISIS in Syria. It's ironic Trump wants him to stop terrorism. If I was looking for a guy to stop terrorism, I would look at the guy that invented one of the biggest terrorist clubs in the world. I would say, yeah, who better? Who better to find out where the terrorists are than the guy that finds the fucking terrorists? Hire a thief to catch a thief. Hire a hacker to find a hacker. Yep, there it is. Yeah, he's the designer of it.
Well, right now the tariffs are very high on India because of the Russian oil, and they've stopped doing the Russian oil.
Is he live for the end of the shutdown? The shutdown does seem like it's ending.
The tariffs down.
I'm not sure yet, but it does seem that way.
I mean, at some point we're going to be bringing them down. Without tariffs, this country would be in such trouble, as they were for many years. That's why we owe $38 trillion. And one of the things we're going to do, we're going to issue a dividend to our middle-income people and lower-income people of about $2,000.
Polymarket doesn't think so.
We're going to use the remaining tariffs to lower our debt. We're going to be lowering our debt, which is a national security thing.
That's a lot.
So we're doing a lot of good work. And the numbers were reported so incorrectly.
Democrats
the real numbers are trillions of dollars have been taken in or gotten in terms of investment from the tariffs. And so if that were ever reversed, it would be a disaster. Frankly, it would be a national security problem for our country. And nobody thinks it's going to be reversed. I think we had a very good court case.
88%.
You know, it's before the Supreme Court right now. But if that were ever reversed, you know, people are saying, oh, it's $1 billion. Some people said, oh, it's $2 billion. Well, that obviously we can handle.
Stanley 2.0, yeah.
But this is trillions of dollars we're talking about in terms of the tariff income and all the investment income that's come into our country. You know, we have more than, I would say right now, more than $18 trillion.
Only pay down the debt instead of handing out the money.
The biggest number ever is a tiny fraction of that for any country. China, the United States, the biggest number ever. If you look at the past administration, Biden, he did less than $1 trillion in 4 years. We're over $18 trillion.
Why would he do that?
By the time my first year ends, we're going to have over $20 trillion of investment coming into the United States. It's unheard of. We have AI factories. We're leading China by a lot. We have cars and
it's
car
going down a
plants
lot.
coming in by more than we've ever had built before.
So everybody thinks
All
it's
of
going to be
that
over
would
in
go
2
away
days.
if we lose the tariff case. So all of it would go away. So they're not giving the right numbers. It would be
AI
an economic
factories?
disaster.
Well, yeah,
It would be a
obviously.
national security disaster if we lost the case in the Supreme Court.
Can we expect that tariff
Yes.
rebate? This is an idea that you've been talking about for months. This is going to directly and positively impact millions of Americans. Why was this important for you to do, and when can
Okay, this is just some other bullshit.
So
All
I've
right,
been
I
talking
want to
about
make
it for
sure.
a long
I
time,
didn't want them to ask about the
dividend
fat
to
thing and
people
me
that,
miss it.
have suffered under the Biden administration. So Biden had the highest inflation in history, and we now are at a very low point. We're going to be hitting 1.5% pretty soon. So we're at a low point, and he was a high point. We did that. Food prices are way down. It's all coming down. And the biggest decrease, of course, is energy. And, as goes energy, goes everything else. Because when energy comes down, the oil, the electric, I think you're going to see $2 gasoline or something very close to that. In fact, we're already in the twos. But I think you're going to be seeing very soon $2 gasoline. That's like the equivalent of a massive tax cut. But in addition to that, the great big beautiful bill gives you a very, very big tax cut. And then you have no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, and no tax on overtime for the middle income and for even, frankly, anybody. But you have no tax, and the no tax on tips has turned out to be a tremendous thing. But when you think no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our seniors, it's the great big beautiful bill, which has been mischaracterized. But now people they don't want to talk about it because it's so good, the enemy.
I'm waiting to see the facts.
It's so good for everybody. It's the greatest piece of legislation ever passed in the history of our country in terms of size. And hence it's called, they call it the big beautiful bill or the one big beautiful. I call it the great big beautiful bill. It's an amazing bill for the middle class. It's an amazing bill for jobs.
Great.
We've never passed anything like it. And in my first administration, so we had the greatest economy. Everything was good, but we're really outdoing it this time because we have investments coming in largely because of tariffs. And I think because of November 5th, the election result.
Well,
but we have investments coming in like we've never had before.
The deal Mr. President, includes a vote.
Behind you, Caitlin, behind you.
Thank you, Caitlin. On Syria, can we expect an announcement on a pact between Syria and Israel, or an announcement on joining the anti-ISIS coalition?
Yeah, you can expect some announcements on Syria. We want to see Syria become a country that's very successful.
Yeah, they're inviting the guy from there.
I really do. I think this leader can do it. And people said he's had a rough past. We've all had rough pasts. But he has had a rough past. And I think, frankly, if you didn't have a rough past, you wouldn't have a chance. He gets along very well with Turkey, with President Erdogan, who's a great leader.
Hey, it is what it is.
Erdogan's a great leader.
Yeah, the guy that beheaded people. Yeah, he's like holding people's heads up. That's the guy.
Syria is a big part of the Middle East.
Yeah,
and
it's a rough past.
I think it is working and really well. We're working also with
How rough are we talking?
Getting along with
$10 million bounty from the government.
And that's working amazingly. As you know, Hamas has given us back numerous bodies. It sounds pretty gruesome, but it's
just joking around. Yeah.
More than if their son had been
the ISIS guy.
Living, hard to believe. It's I've seen.
I think it's good that we're bringing him to the White House. I do. I'm in favor of it.
Getting back the body of their son, their dead son, is as vital to them, as important to them, as if
give him a chance.
Generally, the boy was alive. And
why?
As you know, over the last 4 or 5 days,
we're going to have to live with them.
A lot of
they're on the planet. We're going to have to live with them, deal with them.
They've worked very hard to do that. So
it's not up to us to decide who runs their country.
Middle East, it's a great thing, and nobody's ever seen anything quite
And also,
like
hopefully, the guy's a psycho. He'll be able to stop the crazy people.
Switzerland, you posted last week about your talks with Switzerland. We're reporting that you're near a deal that would lower their rate to 50%.
With Switzerland?
Yeah.
We're working on a deal to get their tariffs a little bit lower because
15% is what we're hearing.
No, I haven't said any number, but we're going to be working on something to help Switzerland along. We hit Switzerland very hard. We want Switzerland to remain successful, and we're
not up to us. Hasn't stopped us before. Yeah, true.
Good ally. We're working on them and some others, and we're working on others to increase them a little.
This is just other random stuff. Honestly, I'm just going to pause.
Switzerland? What,
I'll wait for one more.
He wants to buy a watch. He wants to buy a watch.
He wants to buy a nice watch. He wants to buy a nice Rolex.
Jesus Christ.
His Rolex has been, they've been very nice, you know.
Oh, God.
It's a beautiful country. It's a small country, but economically very big. So we're working on something.
Sure.
A meeting with the Syrian president earlier today, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a big ally of yours, said that she would rather see you focused on nonstop domestic policy meetings here at the White House instead of nonstop foreign policy meetings.
Good question.
What's your response to her saying that, and also saying that grocery prices are up and not down, as you've said?
So I don't know what happened to Marjorie. She's a nice woman, but I don't know what happened. She's lost her way, I think. But I have to view the presidency as a worldwide situation, not locally. I mean, we could have a world that's on fire where wars come to our shores very easily if you had a bad president. We had a horrible president, and we ended up with Russia-Ukraine, and we ended up with other disasters, too. Don't forget, I put out 8 wars, 9 to come.
Is he counting the console war between Xbox and PlayStation?
And look at the damage that Russia-Ukraine has done to us as a country. I mean, we spent $350
Is he counting
billion.
that?
We're not spending any money anymore. Now
He
they
should
pay
be.
us through NATO. You know, I got NATO to go from 2% to 5%. Well, that's very important. When you're president, you really sort of have to watch over the world because you're going to be dragged into it. Otherwise, you're going to be dragged into a world war. I think if I weren't president, first of all, that war would have never happened if I was president. And if I weren't president, that war could have led to World War III. It won't. It's not going to anymore. But when I first got in, I said, wow, this situation
I've never heard
lead
this
to
before.
World War III. And I got NATO together. I got everybody together.
People are mad about this. I
With
think
all
it's
of
very
that,
fair.
I passed a great, big, beautiful bill, which is the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country. So when somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's now catering to the other side, I don't know what, I guess she's, got some kind of an act going, but I'm surprised at her. But when somebody like Marjorie goes over and starts making statements like that, it shows she doesn't know. I don't devote a lot of my time. Let me give you another example. China. China was going to hit us with rare earth. Now, everybody says, what does that mean? Magnets. If China refused to give magnets, because they have a monopoly on magnets.
What the fuck are magnets?
It happened over a 32-year period. There wouldn't be a car made in the entire world. There wouldn't be a radio. There wouldn't be a television. There wouldn't be internet. There wouldn't be anything because magnets are such a... Now, nobody knows what magnets are. And not overly sophisticated.
Wait, did he say nobody knows?
Build a magnet system would take 2 years. So if I weren't able to say to China, look, if you're going to do that to us, we're going to charge you 158% tariff. It was 100% on top of
Nobody knows what magnets are.
And China called up immediately and said, we will make peace. And we made peace. We made a great deal. We made an unbelievable deal. China's paying tariffs to the United States, not the United States paying tariffs to China, which has always been the way it was. Nobody can believe these deals. But so when somebody makes a statement about he's devoting time to the world, well, the world is the United States because if the world's in trouble or if the world is ripping us off, the world was ripping us off before I came here. Europe was getting massive tariffs. They were sending us 9-10 million cars a year. We were sending them none. They were not taking our agriculture. We were taking massive
World
amounts
peace
of
president?
It was so unfair.
I think he needs to focus more on domestic issues.
$950 billion
Like, he's not wrong on this, but
the United States because of me.
I don't really care.
So if I don't do all these things, our country is doing very poorly. So, it's easy to say, oh, don't worry about the world. But the world is turning out to be our biggest customer. The world was on fire. And we could have been in that fire very easily if you didn't have a president that knew what he was doing.
Can you guarantee to Americans that travel is going to go back to normal once the government...
Travel?
Travel?
Better than normal. You know why?
It's going to be better than you've ever imagined it.
Much better than normal because we're buying the most sophisticated avionics and technology for our control towers.
You've never seen it this good before.
We didn't have that. We had a guy named Buttigieg. Edge, they say is the best way. Just say 2 edges, like off the edge of a cliff, which is where they were taking us, by the way. Buttigieg was the Secretary of Transportation, and he spent billions of dollars trying to patch together our air traffic control system, which was a conglomeration of all different systems in all different cities. They had hundreds of companies working on it. And they were spending billions of dollars, And when they turned it on, it didn't work. It didn't even work a little bit. That's why you had a helicopter crashing into an airplane, that if we had a great system, bells and whistles would have started going off.
Oh, wow.
So we are now in the process. We're in final bids of getting the
What about if
finest
an airplane
system
crashes? Never mind.
anywhere in the world. I've analyzed it. Sean Duffy has been working really hard on it, doing a fantastic job, by the way. And over the next 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be handing out the finest air traffic control system anywhere in the world. All the towers will be.
Is it really that hard to make sure planes don't fly into each other?
Glass wire into other types
like,
of
really, it's an honest question.
And,
I feel like it's not.
If you do anything, you know copper wire doesn't work with glass. You know glass doesn't work with other substances.
It is?
And they spend billions of dollars, and when they turned it on, nothing happened. Okay?
I don't know.
We're getting the most sophisticated, all brand new.
I've never.
All brand new. Every control tower will have the same exact
I've never flown a plane.
It'll be the most sophisticated system by far in the world. And
Not
what we've done is we've looked around other countries, and we've taken the absolute best systems in every different form, because there are different. You have lots of different companies like IBM and Raytheon and a lot of great companies. They're all bidding, and we're going to pick the best one, and it'll get built relatively
Still time
quickly,
left.
and we are going to have the greatest air traffic control
If
system.
Elon does those flying cars,
thank you very much.
Air traffic control.
Yeah. If he does a flying car, I'll try it out. I'll try to fly.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Let's go. Start moving.
Look at the live map of planes. It's so crowded. Yeah, but like, I just assumed that like mathematically you could just instantly make sure that none of that stuff. You can see planes in real time. It will blow your mind. Yeah, but like, I bet I don't know. Like, I don't think it's that. I'm assuming that it's not that hard, okay? I am. But maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, because it's just about mapping trajectories. Like, I feel like you could do that with a machine. Like, a machine could do that instantly. Flight radar? Yeah, I think that really the reason why it happens is human error. That's the real reason. If people fuck it up, they do it wrong. But I could also just be an idiot talking shit who has no idea what I'm talking about. I totally, totally respect that people think that, because I really just don't understand. But logically, it doesn't make sense that it would be that complex.